Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, thank you for checking me out, and I hope that you're getting out in nature. Besides getting out in nature are you doing anything different or new, or are you repeating the same stuff over and over again? And so that is a new goal for Starlight, is to get out, and try to find something new. Like even on Facebook, they have lots and lots of stuff. So you could check out on a Facebook if you have Facebook. Most people do, but you could check out on Facebook on the event page, and wow, there's all kinds of stuff out there. And also you can also Google, like depending on where you are as far as location goes, is that you can Google like in the area, find out what's going on that weekend. And so they also could have things like that way, that way for you to go out and try new things. And so that's what I need. I need to explore and do new things. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube, and you could find me on YouTube, and that is as Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to be the change that you want to see in the world, not just see it, but be it. And also, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oops, sorry, I gotta move this a little bit. I really got set up really quick. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, you could share my videos, share, and you can also check out my playlist. Plus, you could find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. And don't forget the notification bell like Starlight almost did. Now, whoo, I am trying to catch up with my own self here. So anyway, I love you so much. And I really, I see stuff out in public, or I might meet people and see things that I'm like, okay. So this is for people, really, and this could be for anybody, because maybe you're not quite there yet right now. I really hope you're happy with who you are with as far as relationships go. But this is for married people, or even people, we'll just put it both ways, is that people that are either living together, or people that are married, men and women. That's who we're talking about here, is where they're married and miserable, the married and miserable. So that is what this video is about today, is people that, I don't know, how long have you been married? So has Starlight ever been married? Not legally. So anyway, is if you're married and you are miserable, like sometimes we cause the miserable, to be miserable in those relationships. And when I say in those relationships, whether you're boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, is sometimes, couples have done certain things in the relationship, and now they're walking on eggshells, because now they broke the trust that they once had for each other, like unfaithfulness. So, they went out, and had sex with someone, and it wasn't their wife, or it wasn't their husband, So now, they somehow or another survived, like the person that they cheated on. This happens not very many times, but there's people that have been cheated on, and they love their spouse or their boyfriend or girlfriend so much, husband or wife so much, and that they forgave them, but now they don't trust that person anymore. So right off from the bat, if you cheated on your wife or your husband, because it's not just the guys out there, right, women, that or ladies, that cheat on husbands or boyfriends, or girlfriends or wives. Women are guilty at the same thing, I don't know. There's probably, I wouldn't even believe it anyway, because there's people that cheat on either their husband or wife or boyfriend and girlfriend and never got caught. And, so if you never got caught, I would have to say you're going to get caught eventually. You are going to, but sometimes people do. They get away with being unfaithful, or maybe you did something else, where now, you're being watched. What are they doing? So, and if you were a person or are a person right now, as in now, and you were unfaithful to your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, this is, you reap what you sow kind of shit, is that you messed up, you blinked, you blinked up, you just totally messed up on that, and so then I kind of, I definitely understand, like why now they don't trust you is because they did trust you before, but now, like you didn't respect the one that you were with, and you weren't really being thoughtful about their feelings. You just were in a now moment. I mean, you were in a moment that was not a good moment, where you thought maybe, to go and try something else. And I definitely know people that have been like that and done stuff like that, and it really ruined their relationship with their family. Then they ended up getting divorced. Then the family had to get separated. That all the kids and the wife had to move out of the house. And did that person learn their lesson after? I don't know. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do say, they do have sayings, and I don't agree with it, because sometimes, there's people like Starlight did it one time, but and that was like, I was 19 years old. It was a lesson for me, but then I found out the guy was messing around on me the whole time anyway. And so, not saying that makes it right, but I learned my lesson the first time. I felt so horrible about what I did. I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even have sex with the guy after I was unfaithful to him. So, but he didn't even care. That's how I ended up finding out that he was already, out there like for a whole week doing stuff, where mine was only, like one time thing. And, but even though I messed up, I didn't, have sex with the guy that I was so-called dating, because I couldn't. I was like, oh man, the guilt was so real to me that I was like, I felt so guilty about what I did. There was no way I was gonna have sex with him, because I couldn't deal with it. And so I did rat myself out. So I am a rare case out there, but there are people out there that they don't learn their lessons, and even after they've been divorced, that they go out with another girl or another guy, and then they're boom, right back into where they started. Even all the money that they lost through, the divorce, papers, they complained about all the money, but did they learn their lesson? Sometimes they don't. They just keep on going out and repeating that same thing all over. So that means they got another lesson to learn. So anyway, I wanted to start in that way on this video, is because, if you were one of those people, or you did something wrong, you did something wrong where now it's caused a problem in your relationship, you kind of get what you deserve. I know, isn't that painful? You get what you deserve. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And anytime that we do something that we know is wrong, we have to face those consequences of whatever it is. We take risk, thinking that, hey, I know this is not a good thing to do. I know it's a wrong thing, and I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to see if I can be sneaky enough to get away with this without getting caught. And the universe, God knows what you're up to, and that's why, the universe actually rats us out a lot of times, like, got to teach that person a lesson, and so, I really can't say I feel sorry for somebody when they asked for it. It's got to learn the lesson. So now, you might be in a relationship where now, it isn't what it used to be because of those things. Or maybe you never even did anything wrong in the relationship. Now we're going to go to the ones that, you got with somebody, whether it's a girlfriend or boyfriend, husband or wife, and how long have you been together? You've been together for 3 years, and it's just not working out. So I do meet people and I see things that they're doing, and I'm like, a lot of sneaking around going on there, So Starlight believes, I just made, I did put this in the other video the other day about I am not in, I am and I'm not and I am, I'm not physically in any relationship right now. But if I was in a physical relationship where I actually was, sorry, I got an itch. If I was actually living with somebody and if it wasn't their ex, of course, now if you have an ex, but you have kids and you got to interact with the ex because you have kids, that's one thing. And, which doesn't mean that they couldn't get back together, because they possibly could, because they might have goofed up when they broke up, and then maybe they thought about it later after they broke up, whether they're married, whether they're separated, whether they're a boyfriend, girlfriend, because they could even get back together. Because I went through something like that a long time ago where I thought, oh yeah, they're going to be getting divorced. So I thought I was safe by okay, they're breaking up and all that. Well, guess what? It backfired on me. They ended up getting back after I got in the middle, and I was so young. So that was a lesson for me, is that and now, I've learned throughout my life is, if you are miserable in the relationship that you're in right now, whether it's the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, and if you're miserable right now and you notice that, you're like, I don't, when I have the freedom, my wife or girlfriend, husband or wife, they give me the freedom to go somewhere, but then, I don't have rights as far as talking to the opposite sex. And I'm not up to any, I'm not that I'm up to no good. It's just that I know that I should not, talk to an opposite sex, because, my wife or my husband would think that I'm doing something wrong, and, it would cause complications. Well, if you are not thinking about doing something wrong, you have every right to have for a guy to if he's got friends that are females, it's a whole trust issue. And I have never been in any relationship where I was with it really, I always just if I had friends, they weren't that close to me anyway as guy friends, where once I got in a relationship, I kind of that friendship that I had just kind of faded away until I was not in that friendship any longer, and then we connected, because that is how I did things in my past. But is it wrong for Starlight to have a guy? If I had a real true, I don't though, so it's not an issue for me. I don't have a close guy friend that's been there through thick and thin with me. Absolutely not. I actually just was deleting a whole bunch of pictures off my, I'm going through all my pictures, everything, and all these flash drives, deleting all the old shit, all the old exes and friends or whatever, deleting all that stuff. So then I got everything is all stripped away. I'm letting go of all those, those kind of things out of my computer, out of my flash drives. That way, when I get with that one, I don't have any of that shit with me, And that's how it should be, I definitely, there's people that do this, that, they get with somebody, but then they have all this like either pictures or videos or numbers or addresses, because that happens. I've caught that, before that, and then girlfriends or boyfriends will, or husbands or wife will go through your stuff, and then they find all this stuff, and they're like, then they're devastated. It's like, what the heck? Why do you got all these pictures of all these naked women and their telephone numbers and addresses when we're together now? That should have been like burned in the backyard somewhere, where I did hear a story where a lady did go through her boyfriend or husband's stuff, and then she discovered that he had pictures and stuff like that, and she burned it. She didn't even wait for him to get back home. Boom, it was gone. Now Starlight did. I actually found stuff before, but I was upset, but I did not go that far to burn everything. That relationship didn't last anyway. So those things you really need to let go. And as far as when you're really especially if you're committing yourself to get married, I hope you don't have nothing buried in the backyard hoping that she doesn't find it, or somewhere maybe you got some people do this. They have they rent out a space somewhere and nobody knows about it, and that's their secret hideaway place. I don't know if men or women both might do that, but more than likely a guy would actually have something set up like that, to have a place, and that's all his goodies, because he doesn't want to put any of those things at the house, or maybe at his parents' house, or somebody, hey, can I hold this box here at your house? That way my girlfriend or my wife doesn't find these things, and then if things don't work out, I got all these things later on, so people do that stuff. So that's why Starlight's deleting all of my stuff. I don't have, I'm done, with all that stuff. So that is how you should start off. And why are you hanging on to it? You shouldn't be hanging on to that stuff. So anyway, I had to hit that note anyway on that, because there's people that do this stuff, they have, or two phones, they got a phone where they, at the house phone, and then they got a secret phone, that is what I learned. So if you are in a relationship and you're miserable, and we'll just throw the kids in there, you got kids and you're married and you're miserable, are you sneaking around? Why are you sneaking around? You're sneaking around, you're you're going at parks and talking to single women, but you're sneaky. Why are you sneaky? Why are you sneaking around about it? Are you in that kind of a relationship, that that your wife or girlfriend or whoever you're with, you got kids, and that the relationship is she will never understand that. If you're not up to doing something naughty, there, if you have good intentions, there should be no problem to having, making friends of the opposite sex when you're in those relationships, because you should have trust. So if you're going around out in public and sneaking around, and, you don't, are you up to something? Are you up to no good? Or, is it, why are you sneaking around? So you definitely, if you're in a relationship and you're miserable, where you are looking to meet other women, but you're in a relationship, and why do you want to meet other women? Why do you want to, or men, are you not happy in that relationship? And so you're trying to hang on, I am sweating in here. It's kind of weird, is normally in this room, I'm freezing, and I don't know if they have any ways of controlling this airspace. Because I put all these clothes on. I had a red tank top and black shorts, but normally this room is like an ice box, and today I'm sweating, so sorry, I'm woo. So anyway, like I was saying, is that whether you're a guy or a girl, because girls just could be as guilty as this, if you're in a relationship but you're sneaking around and getting in contact with the opposite sex, why are you sneaking around, number one? Is it that you have your wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or whatever is that type that would get angry if they saw you? But maybe you did something before and that's why you're sneaking around, because maybe you have had messed around on your wife or your husband. So now you're being, because that's how this works, is that a lot of times we try something and we might get caught at it or learn different steps of what not to do, so I hope that you're not up to doing something wrong, like, having a relationship with another person while you're married or have a girlfriend, but they're sneaking around shouldn't even be happening, it's okay to have like an opposite sex friend as long as you're not thinking about going with them, like as far as a relationship goes. But if you're not happy with the one that you're with, maybe you really ought to like reevaluate your situation that you're in, whether you have kids or not. If you got kids, a lot of times people say, hey, whoops, I thought a bug hit my face, is that people will say, hey, I have a year-old right now, year-old kid. Should that stop you? Oh, I don't know if there's a little bug here or not, but should that stop you from being happy because you might have a year-old kid, a son or a daughter, and now you're like, well, I can't break up with them, because we have a year-old. What's the difference if the child is 10 years old or 1 year old? If you have not done anything wrong and you're in a relationship and you're kind of sneaking around trying to talk to the opposite sex because you're really not happy at home, maybe you ought to reevaluate the situation that you're in. Communicate to that one, the guy or girl, the husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, and say, you know what, I should be able to have a female friend. As long as you're not, up to thinking about cheating on them. But if you're not happy and you're going out and meeting other women out in public somewhere, but you're sneaky about it, you go there with one vehicle one day and then another day meet the same girl with a different vehicle, and then, you're sneaky, where that's like a red flag, is like, you gotta really evaluate the relationship you're in, like I'm saying, is because if you're not happy and you gotta sneak around, are you even happy, with the one that you're with? Or maybe you have cheated before and you're up to it again. Is that you really gotta, if you're not happy and you've never done anything wrong to that girl and you've been there supportive and you're just not happy in that relationship, are you working on it? Are you communicating? You got to communicate with the one that you're with and saying, I've changed in this, because this happens. We change. We don't stay the same. I hope not. Don't tell me you're the same person 10 years ago. So I'm hoping that you're growing on yourself. Maybe who you were 10 years ago, you're not who you are now. So maybe that relationship that you're with isn't working right now because you're changing. Are they? Are they changing? Are they growing? Or are they, like the same person they were 10 years ago? And, that's why it's so important when you get together with somebody that you find out as much as you can about them before you jump in, and if you're not happy and content with that person, whether your kid is 1 year old or 10 year old, you gotta either try to make the relationship work, or if you've already done that over and over again and you are still miserable, it'd be better for you to end that relationship, take time off. Don't go running out there trying to hurry up and get another girl or another guy. No, take some time out, get healed from that relationship, before even thinking about going out, because that shouldn't be the reason why and that's what a lot of people do, is that they don't like the relationship they're in, and they're so quick to hurry up and jump out and replace it by getting another guy or girl. And you don't want to do that. That's something you definitely don't want to do, is, because it takes time to, especially the first year is the worst when breaking up with somebody, because then all the holidays, you got to go through all those holidays all over again every year. And then you're going to think of, where were you last year at that? Oh yeah, we had Valentine's, and what did we do on Valentine's Day? Oh, where were we at Christmas time? And all that stuff. So the first year is the worst when you break up with somebody, and then it gets, not that it gets too easier, but it gets easier, after the first year of breaking up with them, and leaving them. But you shouldn't just want to hurry up and end one relationship. So, you can hurry up and get a quick fix kind of relationship that's not how you get healed from breaking up with the one that you're with right now, is that you need that space and time, sort things out, find out who you are, work on yourself, and instead of all this sneaking around, because it's going to catch up to you. It really is. If you are up to no good, and your wife or girlfriend, husband or wife might know, that maybe they don't trust you, but you shouldn't be sneaking around, because eventually it's going to catch up to you. Eventually you're going to make the wrong move. You might think, hey, I was in the military, I know how to sneak around, I know how to do this, I know how to, even officers, are guilty of it big time. I think they got the most divorce rate out there as police officers, because, hey, they got to be pretty smart. But then if you get caught, that's not pretty smart, is it? Or even doing it is not, absolutely. You do not, and then you got your name as a police officer, cheating on his wife, or, even women police officers cheating on their husbands. So if you're not happy, really, instead of sneaking around, you figured, wouldn't it be much better to find somebody that wouldn't mind you having a friend? As long as they're just a friend, somebody that you're not planning on having sex with, so anyway, you're going to make your bed and lay in it, so if you goof up by sneaking around and going at different places, meeting women out in the parks or different public places, but you're sneaking, you're taking two different vehicles, and, where you're afraid to actually get too close to the person because you're afraid somebody's going to see you, that you're going to do the wrong thing, and it's going to cost you later on when she divorces you or he divorces you. So really, you shouldn't be sneaking around, period. So make sure you get rid of all the pictures from your exes or whoever, whether they were your ex or a one-night fling thing or a quick fix or whatever. Get rid, especially if you're thinking about a serious relationship, like Starlight, delete, delete, delete. My computer is going to be clean. There's not going to be any of that crap in my computer. It's a lot of work. And I just deleted a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. Like delete, 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 delete. And anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can leave a message down below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, share my videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. And, I love you so much. Please, if you're in a relationship, you should not be sneaking around. Why are you sneaking around for? What are you up to? If I sneak around, that means I'm up to no good, or I'm spying on you. So I could be spying on you, because then, I've been sneaking around doing that. But, if you're in a relationship and you're sneaking around, more than likely you're up to no good, So anyway, I really hope you're not thinking about doing something wrong in a relationship. It's better to end it, and, give yourself a break. spend some quality time with yourself before you go back out running out trying to find that one. Anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.